Hello and welcome to another modelling video. This is Alan from the Man at YouTube with another airbrush review. Foreverlily single action w-616. Cheapest airbrush I found on AliExpress that actually works, by a very questionable looking cosmetic company. This video is going to get wild. You're not going to be disappointed. The package includes a steel gravity feed single action airbrush 0.3mm. Comes with extra cups and a cleaning kit. This is not an individual system but a component or replacement for the greater portable systems. The cheap one on the right. Frustratingly, it's not the same airbrush, yet fits on all portable airbrush battery compressors. Yet it won't fit on a 10mm 1/8 inch standard hose and is completely useless. Compared to its double action counterpart, the trigger does not protrude through. You can purchase a standardized high-sing air valve. It has a 7.5 8mm thread and fits in all universal air inputs on all airbrushes. Bottom thread, universal 1/8 inch. Wildly, the air valve presses into the blank space at the bottom of the air input, thus leaving it shut for the whole time, and still doesn't work. I knew this prior getting into the review, and it's okay. I have a somewhat practical idea using air valves, and this special air valve opening tool. You can also use needle nose tweezers. Simple as opening it up, removing the internals and using the valve now into a open adapter. If you want lower air pressure, you can put the brass threaded plug back in, but I don't think anybody wants that. This is a fun, cheap experiment, but the outcome is quite serious. Air is constant, pull back for paint. A nasty whistle, but it works. Assembly and disassembly is kinda similar. If you've ever pulled an airbrush apart, you know what you're doing, but some of these difference and reconfiguration of components and materials is an absolute game changer. Mindful, the walls are a lot thinner than other airbrushes and a much lower quality of steel with lots of aluminium. Cross-threading is a legitimate concern. Some of these joints are overly tight. We'll be using petroleum jelly to lubricate moving parts and strengthen O-rings, preventing the leaking of paint in the rear components. A light glaze with a Q-tip is all that's needed. Hold the trigger shank by the tongue and apply the spring and sleeve. All should be lubricated. I also glaze the threads a bit so they're easy to pull apart again. The trigger has a ball joint, and in the trigger hole a cup. It just slots straight in at a 45-degree angle, and the tongue up, you push it through the shaft and poking out of the trigger hole and thread in. The nozzle has a large plastic housing and O-ring. It slots straight into the crown. The crown, a completely different design, flat inside, then screws straight into the body, seating it all together. Easiest installation ever. If the trigger, the spring shank housing mechanism is all aligned to the nozzle, the needle should slide all the way through and with a finger seated all the way to the nozzle. Any resistance, pull apart and check again. Once seated, add the needle nut till it's nice and tight, and check the trigger mechanism to make sure it goes backwards and forwards. The final housing and needle stopper is added at the end. You get a mountain of these aluminium paint cups, maybe because they think you're not going to clean them and do a quick color swap. The lids screw on and are not friction clicked. Very weird. Paint will get in there. Thread into the main body and you're done. The outer body is very unassuming and you'd think it's any Hyacinth or Iwata clone base knockoff. You never know until you mess with them. Let's give it a test. I'm spraying pre-thinned hobby lacquers through my Royal Max air compressor at around 11 psi, and the way this thing is rocketing with no air valve, it feels like I'm gunning it at anywhere between 15 to 20 psi. The flow is absolutely insane. The atomization is just absolutely doing my head in. I'm getting the same gradients and lines as a Badger Sota. This is performing like a $200 airbrush. I don't know, I bought this as a spectacle of hacking an airbrush and showing a dumpster fire of a really bad AliExpress airbrush, and it's completely done a flip on me. After this review, I have not put down this airbrush and I've already painted 2 to 3 models, including camouflage and gradient shading. This thing is stupid and I absolutely love it. Jet bubble method still works as normal. Cleanup is also standard with an aluminium bowl. It does wipe out very quickly and easily. Final flush and done. Much like my last Foreverlily review, my biggest concern is parts, and the nozzle will eventually wear out and start to splutter. It is very cheap and you can just buy another airbrush, but I would not be surprised after this the nozzles will be available individually, even if slightly more expensive than the typical Heising ones. The threads are very delicate and you will have to purchase an air valve separately and disassemble it. All of that set aside, this is quite an amazing and different airbrush. It is very low maintenance, very cheap, very easy to work for, and I'd go to a stretch as recommended to beginners because there's a lot of barriers and difficulties that they're going to be avoiding with this, and common mistakes are not going to be occurring as much. For experienced sprayers, realistically pushing down for air is not that much of a big deal unless you want to build up pressure, but there's extra pressure as it's not gated at the valve. I would recommend the use of this as a workhorse in using more thick viscous stuff such as primers and clear coats. All that out of the way, thank you very much for watching. As always, until next time, stay tuned for further content. Check out the description section down below for references and social media links, and we'll catch you guys next time. See you later.